Welcome to Talking Crue, an unofficial Motley Crue podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Humphrey, where I talk all things in the world of Motley Crue. This is episode 31 this week. Motley Crue's Carnival Sins Part 1. The live DVD is what I'm talking about this week. But first, this week in Motley news, not a whole lot of it. John Corabi has been posting pictures all week and even did a little video of the tour of the studio that he and the band, the Dead Daisies, had been recording their new album. So that's awesome. I can't wait to hear what they got planned. Nicky posted on Twitter what should be the other side of his guitar pick. He was asking us, the fans, what should be on the back of it. I couldn't really think of anything right off the top of my head, but if you did, write me a comment down below. And that's it in Motley news. Like I said, not a whole lot of it. I kind of figured with Easter coming around, I think that's like in 2 weeks, plus the band will start rehearsing, I would say probably next month in April, and I'm hoping that the new song Dogs of War and the music video comes out sometime next month. That's what I'm hoping for, fingers crossed. But yeah, the band's been kind of quiet. Even ex-members have been kind of quiet, except for John Corabi. But so yeah, that's it in Motley news. This is episode 31, Motley Crue's Carnival Sins Part 1. The live DVD is what I'm talking about this week. So in this week's episode, I'm just going to continue on with the timeline. And this is part 1. It's the DVD, and part 2 will be next week, where I talk about the live album. They released a live album of this DVD. And part 2, I'm mostly going to talk about compare and contrast. Plus, I got 2 personal stories, because I've seen this tour twice. And when they did it, one of them is pretty much this show right here, except for a little mistake, and I'll talk about that. And then the second time I saw them, it was a completely different show. So yeah, stay tuned for next week for part 2. Alright, so let's go timeline. When the band released the Red, White, and Crue album, which is episode 29 in case you missed it, the band went out on tour of a headlining tour in arenas in 2005. Plus, they did some festivals, like I mentioned in last week's episode, the Rock and Ring, which is a Germany festival. So, in case you missed that, go back and check out episode 30. Plus, they opened up some shows. They opened up some shows for the band, a little band called the Rolling Stones. In 2006, they headlined some more shows, and they even did a co-headlining tour with Aerosmith called the Route of All Evil Tour. Most shows that they did had no opening acts. It was just Motley Crue, which I absolutely loved. It was 3 hours of Motley Crue. But there were some shows where they did have opening acts. They had a band called Killing Joke, Blink 182, Sum 41, the X's, Silver Tide, Buckcherry, and Motorhead all kind of opened up for Motley Crue on this Carnival Sins, well, the Red, White, and Blue, Better Live Than Dead / Carnival Sins tour. The tour started off as, like I just said, the Better Live Than Dead tour, and then they ended it with the Carnival Sins tour. The tour was from 2005 until 2006. The band stayed out on the road for quite a while. In fact, they were in high demand. They were on TV shows, the late night shows. Tommy even did a Rockstar Supernova, which I will do an episode on way down the road. They were everywhere. It was absolutely freaking fantastic. I loved every bit of it. Award shows, Spike TV's Video Game Awards, that just popped in my head. The tour took them through the United States, Europe, Japan, and Australia. So there's your timeline. So info and facts on this DVD. The show was recorded on April 27, 2005 in Grand Rapids, Michigan at the Van Andale Arena. It was directed by Hamish Hamilton, a real famous director. He does a lot of concert home videos for a lot of different artists. In fact, I jotted some of them down. The Beastie Boys, Spice Girls, Bryan Adams, U2, Phil Collins, just to name a few. I mean, it's a who's who. And now you can add Motley Crue to this. The DVD was released October 25th, 2005. The running time is approximately 3 hours and 20 minutes. The DVD sold triple platinum, which I've talked about this before when I've done the VHS stuff and other past Motley Crue DVDs, which means they go to 100,000, that's platinum. So it went triple platinum, 300,000 copies in the United States. The DVD is 2 discs. Disc 1 is the live show. Disc 2 is the bonus stuff, like Inside the Big Top, a Motley Crue documentary, Motley Crue's Greatest Hits, which there's a T in front of the It's. They show meet and greets. They show the Disaster movie, which I'll talk a little bit more about here in a little bit, and Blow It Up, plus the music videos for If I Die Tomorrow and Sick Love Song. There's also a time-lapse video with the song on with the show. This is basically a demented circus, is basically what they were aiming for. So they have to have some circus performers. There's 2 aerial artists, Alicia Schultz and Brandy Wartz. They have a dancer. Her name is Josie DiMaria, and I probably mispronounced that. I'm sorry, Josie, if you're watching. And they had a court jester, by the name of Mighty Mike, who I'd love to get on the show. Actually, I'd love to get any of these ladies and Mighty Mike on the show. So, there's your info and facts. So now let's talk about disc number 1. So there's my notes. It starts off with the Disaster movie. A little bit of a clip of it. It says there's a asteroid coming to the Earth to destroy us. Shows the President of the United States, and he says they're calling the asteroid John Claude Van Damme, because it's going to kick all our asses. It's really funny. It's absolutely hilarious. And while he's on the news, the band is in like this apartment, and there's a lot of funny quotes in this. You have to see this. They call it the Killer Planetoid. Nikki calls it the Earth is F-Tor. All kinds of stuff. It's absolutely hilarious. Definitely check it out. There is the full-length movie of this. Motley Crue is in this movie, and I will do an episode way down the road of the movie Disaster, way before The Dirt. So, yeah, it's claymation, which is also kind of cool, a real cool throwback, especially if you're as old as I am. You remember Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Those are all claymations. But, yeah. So anyway, now back to the show. So after that part shows, Mighty Mike introduces the band. He's wearing this humongous clown mask that's basically the size of him. And then he opens up this box in front of the stage. Out come 2 dancers, Alicia and Brandy. All both come out of this little small box. Mighty Mike is pumping everybody up. The Masters of Disaster, really pumping it up. And then the girls, open up the box, and up comes Vince Neil out of the box. And while he's coming out of the box, the circus tent is already down, so it's starting to come up. And the band is starting to play Shout at the Devil 97. So that's song number 1. It just blasts off. absolutely fantastic. Love it. Tons of fire. There's more fire. Absolutely amazing. It's so freaking good. What a way to kick off a show. Song number 2 is Too Fast for Love. They just go right into this one. Absolutely fantastic. Such a fun live song. It's so good. Song number 3 is 10 Seconds to Love. Vince welcomes the crowd. Then they start the song. Incredible live. Girls are on the stage this time. They do like some dancing for Vince. Love it. Great crowd energy is absolutely insane. Then they go into song number 4, and that's Red Hot. Nicky welcomes the crowd this time. And he does this like little stage rap. And when I first saw this show, well, actually both times he did it, but he would do this like question thing to see how true of a Motley Crue fan are you. So like he would say, looks, that, you fill in the blank. Toast the stick to your, and then he would say red, and then they go into Red Hot. They go into the song with some fire. Freaking awesome. Love this song. I really hope that they bring this song into the 2024 tour. In fact, I read a little bit of an interview where Vince and John Five were talking on, I want to say, Eddie Trunk. And Vince really is pushing for this song to come in the 2024 set list. So, again, fingers crossed. I really hope so. There's pyro at the end. It's absolutely amazing. Song number 5 is On With The Show. Vince says, you want some old shit? Then they go right into this one. To me, it's a hidden gem. I absolutely love it. It's so great to hear live. It's so good. Yeah, I was ecstatic. The first show that I went and heard them play this, I was like blown away. I could not believe they're playing On With The Show. Song number 6 is Too Young to Fall in Love. They go right into this one. This is so great live. Always has been. When they do play it, it kind of comes in the set list and they kind of take it away and they kind of bring it back and then they kind of take it away. So it kind of seems fresh. I would love for them to play this one on the 2024 tour. Awesome performance. Great crowd reaction. Really good. Song number 7, Looks That Kill. They go straight into this one. Absolutely amazing. A Crue classic. Incredible live, as always. Then they go into song number 8, Louder Than Hell. Vincent introduces this song. Love this song on record or live. Again, this was another song I was just tickled to death that they played this live. It's so freaking good. Lots of fire, looks absolutely insane. The band sounds absolutely amazing. Yeah, Louder Than Hell. Love it. Then we get to song number 9, and that is Live Wire. Mick starts this one. Absolutely awesome. It's the icon song. I've been saying it since day one of this podcast. It's so good, never gets old. Crowd goes absolutely crazy. Awesome to see. There's some smoke that kind of comes up, parts of the song, and it kind of comes up, goes off, comes up, goes off. You have to see it. It's absolutely freaking awesome. In fact, that's part of my story in next week's episode because the smoke part was on a different song. So, yeah, stay tuned next week. As the song's starting to finish, Tommy, towards the end of the song, tries to get the crowd to get even louder. And then they finish the song, and as they finish in the song, the circus tent starts to come back down. Now, there's a video screen that was up above the stage and both on each side of the stage. That's how they played the Disaster movie. Now, when the circus tent came back down, that was kind of like the intermission part. They played something else in that on the video screen. And like I said, I saw this tour twice, and I am am drawing a blank on what that is. If you remember this, write me a comment down below because I cannot remember what it was. So, after the intermission part, Mighty Mike comes out with a little motorcycle and he has like this little blonde wig on, trying to be Vince. And then there's clowns, which are two of the road crew guys, run on stage and they chase Mike off. Then the circus tent starts to come back up as you hear roaring of motorcycles. It's Vince, Tommy, and Nikki come out on their own motorcycles and they go right into Girls, Girls, Girls. The girls on stage or I should say in the air. Fantastic live. Love this song. The performance is insane. It's so freaking good. And what I mean by them being in the air, Brandy and Alicia, there's like this humongous hula hoop looking thing. And I don't know how they hook themselves on, but it looks like the back of their hair. And they just swing around and around and they do crazy stuff on it. You have to see it to believe it. Song number 11 is Wild Side. They go straight into this one. Tons of pyro. I love the way they did this. That part, the pyro starts going off. It's absolutely freaking insane. It's awesome. The song rocks every time live. The fantastic crowd reaction to the song. Again, here's another song that never gets old. Song number 12, Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away. Mighty Mike brings Vince's mic stand out, and Josie brings Vince's guitar. There's some stuff kind of goes on, you have to see it. Absolutely love this song. It never gets old to me. It's such a perfect song. Crowd reaction is awesome. It's so freaking good. Again, Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away. I never get tired of that song. Song number 13 is Primal Scream, and Nikki gets this one started. Such a fantastic live song. It sounds perfect by the band. Freaking love it. Primal Scream. It's enough said. Primal Scream. It's awesome. Then we get to song number 14, and that is Glitter. And this is kind of where they do like a 2-song medley. So Vince says, we're going to slow things down and give you something to look at. As they start this song, Alicia is on like this velvet sheet, almost kind of like a bed sheet looking thing. And she wraps herself up all the way up to the top, and she does some cool looking stuff as they play the song Glitter. And then towards the end, she unravels herself down and almost hits the floor. It's absolutely awesome to see. Plus, the song is fantastic. And like I said, it's a medley, so it's kind of short and sweet. And once they end Glitter, they go right into song number 15, and that is Without You. Like I said, they go straight into it as Glitter ends. I love this ballad. It works so great live, especially with the short version, because the band sort of plays it and sort of doesn't. They haven't played Without You since the Dr. Feelgood tour in 89-90. So that's been a long time. That shows you they really don't play this a whole lot. They did it during one of the Sin City residencies acoustically, and they did it on the final tour, the very beginning of the final tour, and then that kind of quickly got dropped. But yeah, I would be happy if they just played this little medley again, Glitter and Without You. They run together so well. So enough about that. Song number 16 is Home Sweet Home. Vince says, are you ready? The crowd is amazing, lighting up the arena with their cigarette lighters, as Ozzy would say. Singing along, the song sounds absolutely amazing live, as always. It never gets old, it's so good. Then we get into a Nikki solo. Now you would think it's a bass solo, but it's not. It starts off with Brandy, and she's got this metal kind of outfit looking thing on, and she has a metal grinder, and she's like shooting sparks off. She actually kind of bends over in some sparks, so it looks like it's shooting out of her rear, her rear end. And while that's going on, Nikki's like on this little circus platform looking thing, playing keyboards. It's kind of industrial rock sound. Then there's some fireworks going off above him, in front of him, behind him. It's all over the place. Then it explodes. It looks so freaking cool. Absolutely freaking cool. Then, after his solo, they go straight into song number 17, and that is Dr. Feelgood. Sounds great. Pyro going off at the very beginning of the song. Crowd singing along, going crazy. My absolutely favorite part when they do Dr. Feelgood back in the day, well, the original guys, I should say, is Vince would say, Mick Mars, and then Mick would go right into the solo. I'm trying to think. I've seen so many of the stadium shows. I'm pretty sure he does John 5, or maybe just guitar. I'll have to go back and look. If you remember, write me a comment. So after they end that song, Tommy does a drum solo. He has 3 different drum kits. The main kit, which is on the floor. After he does a couple of stuff on it, he walks up to the front of the stage. He gets a kiss from both the girls and a shot of Jägermeister. And he has 2 little drum kits up at the top, at the very top. And he flies to one, and one of them's made out of steel and metal, saw blades, beer kegs, and a bunch of other stuff. And then he flies over to the other side, which is more of an electronic drum kit. And he kind of goes back and forth in between. And then there's a part where he gets to the electronic one, and as he's playing like this little keyboard thing, it blows him off the edge of it. It's really kind of cool. But yeah, it's really cool. I like it a lot. Then he comes back down, and then he gets behind the drum kit of his main drum kit, and they go into song number 18, and that is Same Old Situation. Tommy starts this one. The song just rocks. It's just so good. Same Old Situation. Then, after that song, Nikki introduces the band, Tommy and Vince and Mick, as he's holding a camera. Tommy takes over. He grabs the camera and introduces Nikki Sixx. And then Tommy does the Itty Cam with a T in the Itty. Self-explanatory there. Song number 19. After that, Nikki introduces the new song, Sick Love Song. This one's so good live. I mentioned it in last week's episode, the Rock and Ring episode. It just works live. Again, here's another song I wouldn't mind hearing again. Absolutely amazing. It's so freaking good. Then they go into song number 20, If I Die Tomorrow. Vince introduces this one, coming off the Red, White, and Crue album. This one's absolutely awesome live. Excellent performance by the band. It's so freaking good. And here's another one I wouldn't mind hearing. They haven't played since this tour. And then they go song number 21, and that is Kickstart My Heart. Mick starts this one. The crowd goes absolutely crazy. Alicia and Brandy are in the air again. The band sounds fantastic. Pyro and fire going off. Absolutely amazing. And then at the end, Nikki smashes his bass as fire goes off. And then Vince says, "We're Motley effing Crue. Thank you. Good night." So that's the main set. That's a lot of songs. You wouldn't hear me complain. So then we get to the encore. Song number 22 is Helter Skelter. There's like this devil balloon looking face thing right behind Tommy's drum kit. Looks really cool and creepy. Vince, Nikki, and Mick are now in coveralls, gray coveralls. This song just plain old rocks. Crowd's really into it. It's really good. It's so good, in fact. And then song number 23 is Anarchy in the UK. They go right into this one. Alicia, Brandy are spitting fire this time. Josie's on stilts, kind of walking, stomping around the stage. And she's actually giving Nikki a cup of blood that he's spitting all over the place, all over his face. It's really cool looking. Mighty Mike is juggling, riding on a unicycle. It's just everything's going berserk. It's so much going on. It's absolutely amazing. The band sounds fantastic. Crowds singing along. Clowns, like I mentioned earlier, or two road crew guys. They come out with squirt guns, shooting the crowd. And then at the end of the song, Vince says, "We're Motley M and F and Crue. Good night and God bless." And then the band takes a bow as the credits roll. Absolutely amazing show. I have found this on YouTube, just this show. I will post it in the comment section down below in case you've never seen it or want to relive it. Yeah, definitely check it out. You will not be disappointed. It's 2.5 hours of Motley Crue. So, there's the main disc number 1. So we're going to go to disc number 2. It's the bonus features. You can watch this however you want to watch it. I just kind of started jotting down stuff. So number 1 is The Disaster, the movie. It's basically a trailer for the movie in case you've not seen it. So yeah, definitely check it out. I will, like I said, do an episode way down the road of this movie. Number 2 is the Motley Crue's Greatest Hits, and with the capital T. It's self-explanatory there. Number 3 is Blow It Up. The band talks about using pyro for the tour. Some of it, I kind of forgot about this, is computer generated, so they have to match the songs with the computer for the pyro to go off. It's really cool. You hear some of the road crew members talk about it that do the pyro. Then number 4 is Meet and Greets. It shows the band meeting the fans. There's even contests. Winners get broken pieces of Nicky's bass guitar from the night before, and he also autographs them. There's photo ops with the band. Now I got another question for you. If you was part of this DVD as part as the meet and greets, write me a comment down below. I'd love to know. But so there's that. Then number 5, you got Inside the Big Top, a Motley Crue documentary. I'm not going to tell you everything that they say in this. The band, it shows the band plus some of the crew talk about putting together the show. It was actually Nicky's idea of the circus. It was Nicky and Tommy's idea for the girls, and Mighty Mike. That was their idea. And then the actual documentary kicks off. You'd think that was part of it, but that's just the beginning. The documentary starts. Mighty Mike becomes your host of the documentary. It shows the road crew setting up the stage, the food crew, the motorcycles, Nicky's bass tech, Hamish kind of going over notes and talking to Nicky and Tommy about where should cameras be during the show. It's really cool. I really like that a lot. Mixed guitar tech, and then they show some of the sound check, what the band goes through. The girls, they show them backstage getting ready. I'm pretty sure it's Brandy that says they actually have seven different costume changes throughout the show. Shows the band in the dressing room getting ready for the show. Then it shows them taking the stage. The band actually talks about the show. They show kind of how it runs down through the night, which again is really cool to watch. So that's the documentary. And then, like I said earlier, the videos, the music videos. If I Die Tomorrow, Sick Love Song, and on with the show time lapse. And I love watching that because You really never see or hear about the road crew and how much they work so hard putting shows together. This will show you because the shows it as an empty arena, and then the crew brings in all the stuff, sets it up. Even during the song, you see the band doing the show, and then it shows them slowly taking it back down and sweeping the arena floor, and out the door they go to the next town. It's really cool. I like it a lot. Alright, so that's the DVD. I also want to tell you or show you one little thing about this DVD that I absolutely love is you get a poster. If I can undo it real fast. There you go. There's a poster of the cover of the DVD. I never hung it up. I always thought about doing that, but then I was like, but I'm be missing that part. And it's double-sided. So you got there's Tommy, there's Nikki, there's Mick, there's Vince, and then there they all are in the center taking the bow. Plus it tells the road crew names and stuff like that. It's really cool, really well put together. Every time Motley does a DVD, they just out-top themselves over and over. Alright, so there's the DVD. So, homework this week. Do you have this? Have you seen it before? Was you there in Grand Rapids, Michigan to see this show? Write me a comment down below. And that's it for this week. Next week's episode is episode 32, Motley Crue's Carnival Sins Part 2, the live album. So that's next week. If you know anybody that is a Motley Crue fan, send them this way. Hit that share button, copy the link, and send it to them. Tell them go on Google, Firefox, YouTube, Facebook, type in Talking Crue. All the episodes will pop up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button yourself. Give me a thumbs up. That helps out the podcast a whole lot. I would greatly appreciate it. And that's it for this week. And I'll see you guys next Friday. And you just took a ride on the wild side.